Hey y'all! Goodness, it's been a long time since I have done a video. Forgive me, please. It's been crazy busy, all good things, but I know that I've gotten DMs about when a video is coming. So here I am behind the camera. For those who don't know, my name is Macy, and this is a YouTube channel, YouTube video, vlog, whatever you want to call it. This is a video that is predominantly about knitting. I may sprinkle some other things in there every now and then, but this is predominantly about my love for knitting. I'm so excited for all the things that have been going on. For those who follow me on Instagram, thank you so much for all of the love. For those who don't, head over to Instagram and you can follow me at Little Miss Knits with 2 S's at the end. And that's where I share a lot of things that I have going on, current projects, finished objects, knitting adventures. I know I've got a recent one that is killing me. I'm bursting at the seams to tell you guys about it, but I share way more over on my Instagram channel than I do, excuse me, here on my YouTube. So I have a handful of finished objects, and I mean a handful. There's things that I talked about on previous videos that have been finished. There's things that I haven't even mentioned that I've been working on that I'm gonna show you. So there's gonna be a couple things that YouTube viewers are gonna see before Instagram, because some things I just haven't even had the chance to post on Instagram yet. I will give a warning that I am recording this video before a test knit has dropped. So I'm only going to just give you guys like a kind of like a close-up. I'm not gonna put it on. Some folks from this past weekend have been lucky enough to see it in person, but I'm just gonna give you guys like a little peek. I'm not going to show it per the designer. I have to wait until the 31st. So 1 week, and I will be dropping the most amazing photos for this test knit. There's so many finished objects that they have fallen behind me. So before we jump into finished objects, I just have to talk about this past weekend. It just makes me so happy to think about it. So this past weekend, I was in Washington, Seattle, Bainbridge Island. And I know when I say Bainbridge, I hope many of you think of the most amazing yarn shop, because that's where I was. Bainbridge and Seattle, first time out there, and it was amazing. It was beautiful. We were lucky enough, I brought my mom with me, and we were lucky enough to get 4 or 5 days, I think 4 days of beautiful weather in Seattle, Washington. Not a drop of rain. It was gorgeous weather, weather that made you want to get up, get out, and go see what was going on. So we had so many things happening in Seattle. So the first day, got off the plane. Oh, wait a minute. Before I even talk about getting off the plane, I have to tell you guys about the airport adventures. So I'm in Kentucky. So we flew out of Kentucky and then we went to Chicago. Crazy enough, in Chicago, there were 2 lovely ladies. Well, one lady that I was texting, Caitlin, and we were texting back and forth, and we were saying, I think we're on the same flight in Chicago. And I was like, oh, perfect. And it was hilarious because we didn't tell Jackie that I would be in the Chicago airport. So a little bit of a surprise for her. So got off the plane in Chicago. We had like 10 minutes before we hopped on the plane to Seattle. And we should have recorded it, I know, but as I was walking up to Caitlin, Jackie's back was towards me. And I said, excuse me, ma'am. And the look she gave me, honey, it was like, who are you? Like, what do you mean, excuse me, ma'am? So we died laughing about that, but we surprised each other, and it was perfection. So that is who I linked up with and met in the airport. And then from there, we were on the same flight to Seattle, Washington. I did not have the opportunity or the chance or whatever to sit with them on the airplane, unfortunately. That would have been too much. That would have been too much for everyone on the flight. And so I was up several rows and they were behind me a couple of rows. So my mom and I, we get to Seattle, we check into the hotel. We stayed on the Seattle side and we traveled in on the ferry, which I loved. We traveled in on the ferry to get over to Bainbridge Island, which is where the Lamb and Kid is. So first day we got off the plane, hopped on the ferry, and we went over to Bainbridge. The Lamb and Kid store, the only way to describe it, I'm trying to just think here. The only way to describe that store, and I said it to a bunch of people that I've met over that weekend, it is like a luxury yarn shop. I get the feel of, for me, it's like a Louis Vuitton or a Chanel or a Dior. I mean, it's just so fabulous and it's so luxe that it reminds me of, you know, a high-end luxury store, but for yarn. The decor, the warmth of the, I wouldn't say warmth that I've gotten in some of these luxury stores, but that's a whole different story. But the warmth that I get in Lamb and Kid is unbelievable. The lighting in the store for pictures and videos is perfect. The yarn is just next level, and I'm gonna talk about, you know, some of these things here. They're beautiful, just the bags, and I mean, it is just stunning in there. I could live in Lamb and Kid because it is just so welcoming, so warm, so beautiful. The samples that they have knit up, the way the store flows is just so welcoming to knitters. Plenty of places to sit and knit and hang out. I'm at a loss for words for what that store did to my soul, because I just loved it so much. It was beautiful. So, excuse me, I'm thinking day one, I met Sarah, I met Kate. Oh, how I love Kate, how I love Sarah. Kate was the help behind some of this good yarn here for my test knit. Michelle, Blair, Susan, I met so many beautiful souls on that first day. Charlene, I mean, it was a party, and I didn't know what to expect, but it was just so good that I don't even know how to explain it. So I brought a couple of gifts for Sarah back from Kentucky. So I hope she loves those, and just thinks of me and thinks of Kentucky when she sees those little gifts there. And so day one, we just kind of hung out in the store, and day two was more of a explore Seattle time, which was really great because my mom and I, we went to brunch at Portage Bay Cafe. The food was phenomenal. They had a amazing berry bar. So blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, everything that you can top your pancakes or your French toast with. We got the French toast and it was so good. And from there, we went to take some photos of my test knit. And I cannot wait to show those on Instagram. We took photos in the market, like the public market. My mom did a lot of research on where to take photos and what would look best. Like pictures are her thing. She loves it. So I just let her run with it. But we did brunch. We then maneuvered all over Seattle for some great photos. Took some photos at the University of Washington. They have a beautiful campus. And while we were taking photos, we noticed that all of the mountains were out. That's like what they say in Seattle and Washington, like the mountains are out. And they were, like you could see the Cascades, you could see the Olympics, and you could see Mount Rainier very well. I was blown away by the beauty of those mountains because they're gigantic, they're snow-capped, just a beautiful, beautiful scenery that was in their horizons. I mean, just gorgeous. So took some photos and then we just popped back over to Lamb and Kid really quick. Clearly I have FOMO because I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. So we popped back over to Lamb and Kid just for a little bit. And then we hopped on a ferry and came back to the hotel. So the next morning, that was the morning of the fashion show at Lamb and Kid that I was a part of, which was so much fun. That Friday, that was the release of the Friday Shrug, which is a beautiful shrug made by Jackie Rose of the Caddy Jacks Knits duo. And it's a faded shrug. I wish I had one to show you guys, but it's a faded shrug and it is so pretty. I love the weight of this shrug. I've made several, which I will show you guys. I'm not gonna talk too much longer because I know we're 12 minutes in, so just hang in there with me. But it is a gorgeous, am I saying shawl? Jesus, I've lost my mind. Shrug, the Friday Shrug. And that shrug it's a winner in my book. I've made we're beyond a couple, but I've made some shrugs and I think the Friday Shrug may be one of my faves. I say that about the Friday, the Sunday, the Saturday. I love them all, but I really love the weight of the Friday Shrug. I like the way it feels on my body. I like the way it lays when putting it on. And the Friday Shrug is on size 8 needles, and it's in a fingering. It's in the Elmer base, and I'll talk about the Elmer base and what I have on my needles in the Elmer base in a little bit. So we did the fashion show. Caddy Jacks ladies, they modeled a bunch of their beautiful knits. Then the finale was the Friday Shrug, and I wore, and I'm blanking on the name, forgive me, but I call it the Kentucky Friday Shrug because it's like a UK blue, like really good UK blue, Go Cats blue. And so on our little agenda back in the back, it said, you know, Macy's gonna do the Kentucky one. So I call it the Kentucky or the Go Cats Friday Shrug because that blue is just vibrant. I wanna say maybe it's the Regatta. I could be making that up. I'm thinking about Caitlin's sweater. But it's just a beautiful blue, and it faded into some neutrals, and it had some blacks and some whites. And I had it on with a black and white tweed blazer, and and a red lip, and I feel like it just really popped when I put that on. So I modeled the Friday Shrug, and that was so much fun. There were so many people in the store. The store was so vibrant and filled with excitement and joy and just curiosity of what folks are going to come out with next. So that was such a fun experience, and I'm so grateful that Sarah and the Caddy Jacks ladies had me involved in that release of the Friday Shrug. So we did some eating, we did some sipping, and we had the release of the Friday Shrug. And so the next day, this was more of a just come to the shop, come to Lamb and Kid, hang out, do some shopping, do some knitting. So a lot more relaxed than the Friday like fashion show and the release. So that morning, before we headed over to Lamb and Kid, Sarah gave us some recommendations for breakfast and for a beautiful walk that we did on Bainbridge Island. The walk was stunning. It was through this park, but then the park turned into this beautiful neighborhood, and then this neighborhood turned into this beautiful path where you could see all the mountains. You turn one corner, and I mean, Mount Rainier just smacked you like bam, like dead right in the face. So the views were incredible. During this walk, we went to a little cafe in that town where the, you know, park and where the walk was, and my mom got a breakfast sandwich. I just grabbed some overnight oats and some tea, and we just had a great time. But the walk was just so beautiful. I got so many pictures, and a lot of the stuff, you guys, is linked over on my YouTube channel. I've got reels, photos, all of that stuff, recapping the weekend, so you can head over there and take a peek at that. So we did the walk, we had breakfast, then we actually did like a quick change. The weather was so good to us that after our walk, we, you know, just did a quick little change. I ended up like changing my shirt. I had on like a shirt like this, and I had a tank on under it. I just slipped it off and put on my just little white button down that I love to travel with, and threw on my blazer, and we were like ready for the day. It wasn't like a sweaty walk. It was just a really casual, breezy walk through the park. So we were able to just, you know, do a little switcheroo, throw on our jackets, and we were like ready for the day. It was perfect. So from there, after a little quick impromptu change in the car, at the trunk, whatever, we then made our way back into like the small city of Bainbridge, and we did a little shopping, went into some really cute boutiques and small shops on the island. I'm a boutique shopper here in Kentucky, so I was in heaven just going through their boutiques and seeing, you know, what brands they carry or what they're loving there. So we did some shopping, and then we went and grabbed just a quick bite to eat before heading over to Lamb and Kid, and we ate at this place called Hitchcock. It was delicious. I had a grilled cheese and their tomato basil or their tomato bisque soup. That may have been some of the best grilled cheese, and I don't usually eat all of the tomato bisque soup because I just dip it, but I felt like I was dipping a little bit more of my grilled cheese in that soup because it was so good. So we got breakfast, we walked, we went to did some shopping, we ate a little bit, and then we drove like a block and we were back at Lamb and Kid. And the store was just full of happiness and excitement. I met some incredible people over the weekend. You know what? Speaking of incredible people, I got to meet Caitlin, Wanderlust Knitter. I mean, dream come true. She's the designer for the test that I'm doing, but I also just follow her on Instagram. So just to be able to hang out with her and spend some time with her was absolutely amazing. I forgot to mention that I've met Caitlin on day 2. When I zipped back over to Lamb and Kid from taking photos and everything, I then got to meet Caitlin, and that was so good. Oh, honestly, on day 2, I completely forgot one of our #1 experiences was the Space Needle. We did a wine tasting in the revolving lounge, used to be restaurant of the Space Needle. Completely mind-blowing views. The floor was glass. What? Yes, the floor was glass, so you could see, as you look down, you could see gut-wrenching views of the ground from miles in the air. and the lounge revolved, you know, 360. It was on a little spinning axle, and you got to see like 360 views, revolving views of Seattle. It was incredible. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. Okay, this is 20 minutes of me just giving you guys a rundown of Lamb and Kid, and I feel like I'm not doing it any justice because you just had to be there. So the last event was like a brunch, mimosas, knit, hang out at Lamb and Kid, and that's when I got to meet some incredible people. Just the way people were communicating with each other and showing just excitement and, you know, what are you knitting or what are you getting yarn for? I was just so happy to be a part of that. There was so much energy in that space that I was just blown away. I did not want to leave on Sunday morning. We had to be at the airport just ridiculously early, and I was not ready to leave. I can't wait to go back. There's so much more that I could talk about, but just know that the Lamb and Kid experience was absolutely incredible. Sarah threw an amazing shindig. That's what I'm gonna call it, a knitting shindig. And I can't wait for the next one, hopefully. I know she said maybe this is a one and done thing, but I really hope not, because it was just way too good. So that was all things Lamb and Kid. Let's get into some knits, because I like my videos to be about knitting and not me rambling, but I just had to share that experience with you guys. Okay. Let me talk finished objects, because I only have one whip. You guys, like I said, there's so many things back here that they have fallen. They've fallen and I can't get up. Okay, so let me get some tea right here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to talk about is the last thing I think that was on my previous video. And this is the Ravelery cropped sweater. It's really not a sweater. It's just like it's just the Ravelery sleeves is what it should be called, because it's really just sleeves. Like, that looks like nothing but sleeves. But this was such a fun knit. First time doing fisherman's rib, and it was a little bit of a challenge, but honestly I really enjoyed this stitch. And this fisherman's rib, I know there's probably a couple different ways to do it, but this fisherman's rib was a knit one below and purl, and then on the wrong side you would purl one below and then knit. And it gave you this beautiful fabric that is just really, I'm gonna try and hide my face. There you go, so you guys can see. Almost like some brioche vibes, you guys. But it's just, it's so bouncy and it's extra squish in there. And also with fisherman's rib, you have this beautiful reverse side that looks really pretty too. So this is the wrong side of the fabric, and just, I know this yarn is really dark, but I mean, just look at those beautiful stitches compared to more of the squish fabric on this side. So I'm gonna slip this on, because I know folks have been asking me, you know, like, what does this look like? And it's honestly a beautiful construction. I don't really think there's a front or a back on this, but sometimes I just kind of try and look for that. I think this is my back. It honestly doesn't matter. Of course, I'll probably like make my hair like super bushy. So you just put it on, and I have a long sleeve shirt on, so it's gonna be a lot thicker probably than what I would want. You just put this on just put your arms in. That's it. You put your arms in here. And look at that. How cute. I just think this is so gorgeous. It's so versatile. I've dressed this up with heels. I've dressed it down just with something like this today. And I just have on jeans with this, you guys. It does kind of accentuate the bust, so you can easily make more, but honestly, it's just sleeves. And you can pull it down, but the back is really simple. Isn't that just good? I just think it's so pretty. It's such a classic piece and it just looks really good. So this is the Ravelery crop sweater by, I'm not even gonna pronounce her name, you guys, because I'm gonna butcher it, but it's like Aego Knits. Oh, it's probably completely wrong, but I will tag it below. It's also on my Instagram. She has some beautiful patterns, and I'm honestly swatching for another design of hers. Yes, there is a bit of a translation struggle with some of her patterns for me, but I take it to the chin and I say, this is a challenge and I'm gonna beat it. And I'm excited to do another one of her patterns because they just turn out so beautifully. So Ravelery crop sweater. This is in G-Pard. Thank you, Forever Yarn Doylestown. Thank you, Yan. In cashmere lace and wild and soft. So you hold the wild and soft and the cashmere lace and you get this beautiful, beautiful fabric. So I'm in love with this. Throw it on, dress it up, you know, for a night out, girls' night, or dress it down and wear it to Pilates, you know, with a little tank or whatever, or just with some jeans like I have on now. So this is such a good knit. So that is the first finished object because I know I was showing the work in progress on the last video. So this is done. The next thing I want to talk about is the test knit because that's finished. But like I said, I'm going to keep it really brief because it's not out yet. And I'm only just going to really show and like flash it because I wanted to get all its glory on Instagram. So this test knit, as you can see, I'm just kind of like flashing it around. This is like as much as I'm gonna show. This was a test knit for Caitlin, Wanderlust Knitter, who I just can't get enough of. Her style, as in like current clothing and fashion, is a 10 out of 10, and her knitting patterns are also, and her knitting designs and patterns are also a 10 out of 10. So I just can't get enough of Caitlin, and I was ecstatic to be one of her test knitters. This was my first ever test knit. I never test knit anything before. Number one, because I like to knit on my time. I do not want to be given a deadline whatsoever for anything in life. I like to do things on Macy's time. So going down the path of saying that I wanted to do a test knit was one thing, but actually committing to it was another. So she put out the call for this test knit on Instagram, and I probably went back to that post at least 10 times, And I just kept saying, oh, I really want to do it, but I don't know if I can finish it. And I don't know what yarn I'm going to use. I don't have really what I want. And so after stalking the post for like 10 times, I finally I sent her a DM and I said, okay, Caitlin, I have some questions about test knitting. Her response was not, what questions do you have? Or, hey, her response was, you have to test knit this. And so I said, what the heck? Okay, I'm doing it. Number one, because the design was so me. It was something that I've seen or would see in a Free People, in an Anthropologie, in a Zara. It was just right up my alley. And I just said, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I threw my name in the pot, and, you know, we got to talking, and I, you know, was reading through things, and I was like, God, I really love what yours looks like. I love the drape of it. I love the colors that you've chosen, and I love, you know, the yarn, and it looks like a fabric that I would absolutely love. And I am blown away by how things are just possible. So thank you, Lamb and Kid, for making my test knitting dreams come true. And I used Big Birdie for my test knit for Wonderlust. This is the Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan, and it will be released on March 31st. So look at this yarn just jumping out of my hands. So this will be coming very, very soon, and it is just so good, you guys. Like, just look at the colors. This is all I'm showing, okay? I'm not gonna open it up. I'm not gonna put it on and step back there. No, even though I want to, I'm not gonna do it. So this is the Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan by Wonderlust Knitter on Instagram. Caitlin, you absolutely rocked my world in a good way with this design. I wear this constantly. My favorite place to show off a knit, you know, it's all around town, but when I go to Target, you guys, the people that I meet in Target when I have on a knit is incredible. I'm so grateful for the folks who stop me and they say, oh my gosh, that's wonderful, that's stunning. And they're like, can I ask, you know, where did you find that? And I'm like, I made it. To say that about this, to say that I made this, the feeling is unexplainable because people freak the out, okay? People lose it when I say that I made this. So this is the Bright Here, Bright Now. I just can't even stop saying it. Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan by Wonderlust Knitter, Caitlin. Oh my gosh. It is, you know, knit across, you know, you do your collar, then you raglan increase, and you get this beautiful stinking cardigan. And you are able to stripe with whatever colors you want. The pattern gives you a guide to how to do it, when to do it, but the color play in this cardigan, you guys, it's just so good. I will mention the colors, but I'm not gonna mention too much else. This is Oats. Oats is probably my favorite neutral from Lamb and Kid. It's a great neutral. And this is the Big Birdie base. So, and like an Aran weight. Luscious, like mohairy base. It's so heavenly. This is so soft. The quality of this yarn and this base it's perfection. So this is Big Birdie and Oats. My entire cardigan is made in Big Birdie. So main color is, I was gonna say Big Birdie. Main color is Oats. Then I went to mint condition, maybe, mint. This is the mint. One of my all-time favorites from Lamb and Kid, Pop Rocks, the pink. This is Marvelette, this lavender, really pretty purple, Marvelette. Then you have Florange. You guys probably seen Florange in Caitlin because she knit her Saturday shrug or one of her shrugs and she had Florange. It is that good. It's very bright, it's very vibrant. This is an electric orange, like this is like a GG, like bam, orange. I love this orange. This is Florange. Then you have Baby Pink, which is this really soft, and I have it right here, this really soft pink. It's really, really pretty, you guys. So that's Baby Pink. Is that Baby Pink, or I just like, do I just call it that? Hold on, let's see. I've been calling this Baby Pink since I started this, knit. And you know what? It's not called that. It's called Taffy. So this is Taffy in Big Birdie. And it's gorgeous. So I used that here. That is Taffy. In my book, better known as Baby Pink. Taffy, Macy, Taffy. So that's Taffy. This color right here is my favorite. This green. This is Sarah's mucky, scummy color that she says you have to put a scummy color in your knits to like really make these colors pop. So this scum color is Tart. And when I say this is probably one of my favorite greens, I want this green in everything that I do. This green really brings out my eye color, and it's one of my favorite greens that Sarah does. So this is Tart, and this right here is Powder Blue. Can you guys see just the colors? I'm gonna move my face so that it can grab some of these. It is so good. So that's that powder blue, and then back to oats, and then your stripe, guys. So this is an oversized cardigan, which is key to my heart. Oversized anything is what I love. I'm not one that really likes tight clothes, as I have on like a sucking me in gray white long sleeve. Okay, whatever. But this oversized cardigan is so my vibe that I had to do it. And I mean, let's just talk about a good balloon sleeve. Okay, I'm done. I'm not showing any more. You guys will have to tune into my Instagram when I release these photos. And maybe I'll do another little video about this. Like maybe I'll do like a little YouTube short or like something that talks about this a little bit more, but I'm not, because it deserves all its glory on March 31st. So if you are needing a cardigan and you want color, you want something that you can wear in spring, this Big Birdie is so soft, but it's also very breathable. So I can't wait to put this on with some denim, you know, like shorts or some little like cut off shorts and a tank top and put this on. Or I feel like this would be like vacation, like really late evening beach vibe swimsuit, a little, you know, just like hang off the shoulder with this on. I'm so excited about this knit, you guys. But thank you, Caitlin, for allowing me to be in your test knitting group, because it was incredible. And you may see me back in the mix very soon. So thank you so much. And you guys make sure you go and check out Wanderlust Knitter. If you love this little peek at the Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan, you need to check out the Bright Here, Bright Now scarf, because the fluff factor in that, oh my gosh, it's so good. And you get to do this method where you brush, out. Goodness, I'm losing my voice here because I'm getting so excited. You get to brush out your scarf with the mohair, and it just like, it just fluffs up. And maybe I need to do one of those next. But this is the Bright Here, Bright Now, for the 15,000th time, Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan by Wanderlust Knitter, and it will be released on March 31st. Okay, 31st. Okay, 31st. 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 31st Now you guys, for probably what everyone has been loving and wants to know about, because some of you have seen a couple of these, some of them have not made their way to the internet quite yet. But my friends, it's good. It's just that good. This is my stack of Shrugs. Hopefully you guys can like see. Look at that. I know. So let me talk about the first one that I did, which is my Lamb Kid version here. Is that not beautiful? So this is the Saturday Shrug by Jackie Rose. Like I said, of the other half of the Caddy Jacks Knits duo. And this is a tube, a 1x1 rib tube of goodness. And this is knit in Lamb Kid, Todd Worsted, and Birdie. And so this is L&K in this green, in the Todd Worsted and Birdie, and this is in Fox and Foxtrot. I wanted something that really made the eyes pop for me. I saw like Casey and Brooke Willow, they were doing knits that really kind of spoke to their eyes, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I thought, ooh, what a perfect knit. It's close to the face and it could really make the eyes pop. So that's why I chose these colors. This base is really soft, and the pattern the design does a really good job with using this base, because I love the way it hugs the body, and you really get to feel how good the quality of Sarah's yarn is in this knit. And I just love it because you can throw this on with anything. I just threw this on with my gray long sleeve shirt. I've got on a little fun earring, a little Madewell flower, and it's good to go. And you can wear it, you know, you can shorten it up and wear it here, or you can really accentuate and wear it, you know, covering more of the body. For this one, I love to wear it more scrunched up here. I don't know why, just this one is the one I like to scrunch a little bit more. You can wear it however feels comfortable for you, but this is my Saturday Shrug in Lamb Kid, the L&K color, and the Fox. As you can see, these two stripes got tiny because I was running out of yarn. I did not use the preferred crochet provisional cast on for this. I used a like cable cast on, and I used up quite a bit of yarn with that cast on, so had to do some improvising down here at the bottom, but I still love this. So alternate cable cast on, and then I just did a Italian tubular bind off here, and it looks good. So on my other ones I have done the provisional crochet cast on, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But this was my first Saturday Shrug, and I still wear it and I still love it very, very much. So yeah, it's a good one. So the next one, you guys haven't seen this one. No one has, not even Instagram. This is one that I finished right before Seattle. And this is just out of some very budget-friendly Cascade yarn. I will drop it below because I can't remember, because I made both of these out of Cascade yarns, but just a simple Cascade and a simple mohair that I had. And it's still Saturday Shrug, so still worsted weight yarn, and how much I love this one. Like, ends are still in there and need to be needle felted in. I'm not an in weaver. I prefer to just needle felt them, but that's okay. So this one is a little bit more, I don't know, I feel like this is more relaxed. It's not, it hasn't been worn as much, so it's still a little bit tighter. I mean, just look how beautiful it is just to wear it as a cowl. So good. So this one gives me very much nautical. Okay, perfect example. This is with the provisional crochet cast on. You see how that just folds and just melts right into the other side of the knit? And because you drop down a needle size, it cinches in, you know, this, so it's a little bit more snug, and I don't really like to pull on mine a lot, but we'll put it on so you guys can see. It's very much so more snug than my others. And so I like to wear this one. Ooh, see, it's like making me stop moving my arms. I like to wear this one a little bit more lower, like a little cocoon. And you can also raise it up. But this is one that I like to wear with just whites and creams. As you can see, it's majority cream. I knit about 28 rows here. You had the provisional cast on, which was like 8 rows, I don't know. And then I knit, you know, this 28, and then I did like 4 or 5 in the blue, and then I did 8 here, and then I went back to like 5, and then I did 8. So and then I did like 15 here. So this is a Saturday Shrug, and they're just so easy to wear, you guys. I love them. I love how you can just throw them on and dress up and just glam up any outfit. I've even worn this just with my pajamas because it's so good. So that's my second Saturday Shrug. Really the last, not even the last one that I did, because one just flew off the needle. So that, we'll say that's the second one in this pile. And I really like to do, I try to do 11 stripes, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But, you know, this was a lot, and then you had your stripes here and kind of more in this last panel. But I like a lot of stripes because I like it to be really chunky and a lot of fabric up around this area. I love the hug of it, so I like a lot more stripes than some people have done. So that's the second Shrug. The third Shrug is one of my favorites. I probably wear this one the most. I don't know why, but I go to this one a lot. I go to this one and my Lemon Kid one a lot. These two Shrugs have me in a chokehold. So this is my third one, and this is also worsted weight in the Cascade Yarns. This one and this one are on my Ravelry page. If you guys have any questions about the yarn, you can look that up on my Ravelry, and I will link my Ravelry page below. So I'm just gonna put this one on. It's kind of the same concept, but this is my 11 stripe, and I did the alternating cable cast on for this one as well. Like this was my second one, so I hadn't really got comfortable with doing the crochet provisional cast on. And can you guys see how it just melts into the fabric? There's no extra, oops, sorry, wrong end, Macy. You're trying to show them something that doesn't even exist. It just really melts right on into the other side of it. And I'm showing you both sides so you can see the front and then how it just kind of melts in the back. So this one was my second one, so I did not use the provisional, but it still looks pretty good. And I did the tubular bind off, Italian tubular bind off in the bottom, but this one is very neutral. I love this chocolate brown color. I love to just put on a denim jacket with this one and, you know, have the collar sticking out. It's really good. So this is Saturday Shrug number 3. It's perfect. And like I was saying, this is 11 stripes. This is the size that I go to. You know, it's long, but this is my preferred length when it comes to Saturday Shrugs. And so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 is that last stripe. So, and you do get this, you know, some stretch because this is the part that's going over the shoulders, going over the bust area. And that's okay. I mean, you can wear it reverse and do the same here if you like it big, but I usually wear it just as this is my bottom portion that's always over this area, and this is always at the top. So that's the third one. Alrighty, guys, the last one, this flew off my needles. This is actually a one-day project. Excuse me. You guys, my voice is going crazy. So this is a Sunday Shrug, and this is also by Jackie. Jackie has a whole suite of shrugs now. The Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shrugs. I'm waiting for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Let us know what you have up your sleeve there, Jackie. But this Sunday Shrug is totally a one-day project. If I would have started on this in the morning, I would have had it done by the end of the day. I don't think I'm a fast knitter at all, but this yarn size is perfect for a one-day project. But I'm gonna show you guys this. This is my Sunday Shrug. And it's bigger, it's wider than the other ones, but that's my choice. And this is actually, you all, using scraps. I used my leftovers from this. Oats, a little something from Lemon Kid here. This is a new color. And then just, you know, doing 2 little stripes, marling it with oats and your Pop Rocks or your mint here. So this was a good way for me to use up some of my leftovers in a shrug. I'm gonna try and hide so I can focus on the shrug. It's so good, you guys. This yarn is so bouncy, it's so soft. I love Big Birdie. I think that's one of my favorite bases. I love Big Birdie. I love Elmer. I love the Todd Worsted. I'm just like naming them all. I love that yarn. But this is my Sunday Shrug. And it is so chunky. I made this one a little wider. Instead of the 74, I did 78 because I am gonna wanna wear this with, you know, some sweatshirts or maybe even my coat. So I want it to be able to stretch. So this is really big. Once again, so excited to wear it that I did not weave in or needle felt any ends. And there are a lot in this one because of this, and this, and then you got oats. It's a lot of ends, and I'll get around to that when I get around to it. So as you can see, this one is bigger. This is a lot bigger, but that, I wanted that. I wanted it to be much, much bigger than my other ones. And this is gonna be thicker and bigger because of the yarn base. This is Monstro. The Sunday Shrugs are Monstro. And that's the chunky base from Lemon Kid. This is my favorite one. I love the drape. I love how this hangs off the shoulder here. It droops in the back once I like weave in the ends so nobody can see. But this is my Sunday Shrug by Jackie Rose, using my leftovers from Wanderlust Knitter Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan, oats, this new little navy color from Lemon Kid. They will be talking about that soon on their site. Taffy's in there, then back to oats. You got the mint, powder blue. I know it's kind of hard to see, but the powder blue, she's right there. Marvelette, that purple. And these, you know, the colored stripes, they're marled with oats, you guys. So I took these colors and I just marled them together. It's so good, it's so good. I took some vintage, or oats, I'm sorry, not vintage, but this is my Sunday Shrug, and I've worn this more in the past couple days than I have any of my other shrugs. So can totally take you one day to knit this. If you've got chunky yarn, it's a yes for me. I feel like I will want to do another one of these chunkies in the next couple of weeks, because I love it so much. So that is all of the Saturday Shrug talk that I have. I'm always playing around with the shape of these and like how I want it to lay on my body. Okay. Saturday Shrugs are done. Now, since we're an hour into this, goodness, let's talk about a whip here. Actually, yeah, let's talk about some whips, and I will consider these swatches to be whips, but they're finished. But I don't swatch for anything, you guys. Honestly, I do not swatch. I don't enjoy it. It's not my thing, but I needed to for this specifically. So this may look familiar to some people. Look at this, all this yarn. But these are swatches for the Oba sweater. The Oba sweater, it's so pretty. The Oba sweater is from the same designer as my Nayray cropped sweater or sleeves. This is her design, and I am going to be knitting this with Lemon Kid's new base, Clarance. It's a beautiful, beautiful base. And I'll talk about this more probably on the next episode, but this Clarance base is an Aran weight, and I will be holding it double with a mohair with the Momo or Birdie. You could totally do that too, but this is, I can't stop looking at it because it's gonna be so good. I'm gonna do more black, so I'm actually, when I make this, I was just watching here, but I'm gonna do where you see more white, that's gonna be black, and then where you have your little black spots, that's gonna be white. I was inspired to do this knit and the black and white because of my blazer that I had on during the fashion show at Lemon Kid and my red lip. I saw black and white and I immediately thought, I need to knit a sweater because I want to model, I don't know, because I really want to just have a red lip with this classic black and white sweater. I mean, does anyone else do that? You know, you just have something and you're like, ooh, I need a beautiful hand knit, or I want to wear this color because I want to, you know, do an eyeshadow, or I want to do a lip that looks really good, or I have shoes that I really want to just pop and I need to knit something. Hopefully there's knitters out there who do that and it's not just me, but I wanted to do a black and white sweater because I was inspired by the blazer, and I was inspired by my red lipstick that I had on. How hot mess does that sound? I was inspired by my own red lipstick. But those are the swatches that I've done, and I'll be talking more about this on future episodes. Is anyone gonna hold me to it if I say I plan to do an episode a month? That's a goal, but sometimes goals don't get achieved. But that was ideally what I would like to do. Okay, last thing you all I want to talk about is this. First of all, let me hide that because I want to talk about that. This is my project bag that I am in love with from Lamb & Kid. Perfect bag, you all. The inside it has like a plasticky coating so that, you know, if you spill something, this is a perfect like beach knitting. Like if you are near a beach and you like to sit outside and do knitting, this is the bag you need. Oh, perfect for like Bainbridge Island. You know, they have their beaches. Yeah, I mean, Sarah is a genius, okay? So this is my project bag from Lamb & Kid. And while I was there in the fashion show, as we modeled our beautiful knits, we also, you know, modeled some beautiful dandies, neck scarves from the little project. I love these. So that's one side, and then you've got plaid on the other, and you just, you know, you wear it. I like to throw that one back in the back. You just wear it like that, or maybe not so tight, and it can just be in the front. Mine has been on my back, so it's a little wild. But I mean, just how cute is that? So that was my pink one. I wish I knew the name of this one. I can find out and tag it, but beautiful little, look how pretty that is. Neck scarf, neckerchief from the little project. And these are for sale up on the Lamb & Kid website. So that one, and then my favorite is this one. If you know me, you know I love cheetah print, and the fact that this has green and it has this hazily brown, this color with this is my eye color, and I'm smitten for any combo that does that. This one is my favorite. There it is. And that's another little neck scarf. I've worn this one nonstop. This is a really good silky pattern. This one is a more cotton base, it seems like. I love them both, but this one is just so, it's so good. I love to just wear this with jeans, overalls. You just put on just a little something to spruce it up. And story of a knitter's life. I've got more hair in my mouth. But these little dandies, these little neck scarves from the little project are so cute. I love it because I've got the green here on this side, and I've got my little hazily light brown on this side. It just makes me so happy to see it on camera and how pretty it looks. So these are my little neck scarves, and then let's talk about what's in the project bag. We'll keep that on for now. So I am so excited to talk about this, you all, and I think we should do a knit along. If you are interested in a long-term, this is not, you guys know what I said earlier, I do not like timelines and big deadlines. No, ma'am. So if you are looking for a project that you can do long-term, maybe we'll do a little Rhinebeck meetup, or even like just finish it by the end of the year. that's what I'm going for in this knit along, and I will be doing more details about this on my Instagram page. I'll talk a little bit more about it too next episode. But I found this pattern from Purl Soho, and it is the pinstripe diagonal scarf, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. What inspired me to do this knit was, I'm a lover of the half and half triangles wrap. I don't have it in here with me. She's been on ice for a while because it's been so warm, but I love that half and half triangles wrap. Loved seeing all of the color combinations that folks were doing. Love the hashtag half wrap nation that it's turned into, because, you know, it's like can't stop, won't stop when it comes to half wraps. And I love that knit, and the only piece of it that I was like, oh, this is driving me crazy, is the short rows or the wraps and turns, whichever one, you know, you were doing. And as a person who has knit one, I said, I'm gonna be on a mission to find a pattern that gives the same big luxury wrap effect that does not have short rows or wraps and turns. Lucky me, I found it. I found it a couple weeks before my Lamb and Kid yarn adventure, and I've got some yarn recommendations that I am using currently. So this will be, you know, the knit along, and I'm so excited about this. So I'm gonna show it in the way that it will look. So it's just a big rectangle that, you know, you'll be able to throw on, but all you're doing in this, you guys, is increasing. You're decreasing at the beginning, you're increasing at the end. Stitch count pretty much stays the exact same, as you can see. Nothing crazy. So the beautiful thing about this one is the pattern says pinstripes, and they're just doing, you know, singles, but I'm making it my own, and like this stripe here, this pinstripe is actually 4 rows instead of just 1. This pinstripe is 2 rows instead of 1. I want more black, and I want more depth in mine. So I'm adding more rows in my black instead of 1 single pinstripe. I want to do more. And the pattern is totally allowing me to do that. So this is the pinstripe diagonal scarf. It's gigantic. I don't have it's on my phone here, you guys. Here, let me. Okay, perfect, I found it. Forgive me, you guys, because this is getting long. This is, thank you for the 20% off, Purl Soho. We appreciate it. I'm looking like a grandma with the phone, Macy. Diagonal pinstripe scarf. Look how beautiful this is, you guys. Oh, it's so pretty. It's gorgeous. And I think this is the perfect long-term project, like a half and half, but you don't have to worry about increasing and decreasing. And so I'm gonna link this below, and I'll give us a little hashtag, because I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm trying to think of a hashtag, like Little Miss Knits, LMK pinstripe scarf, or LMK pinstripe cow, something. I'll think of something, but we are gonna do a knit along for this. If you want to join, come on. I'm gonna do a little project page on Ravelry maybe, and you know, use the hashtag on Instagram. I'll tell you what the hashtag is, And I want to see what you guys are doing with this, because I think it's going to be really, really fun. One thing that I want to say is this, I want to give you the measurements because it's long, because this is for long-term knitting. So the finished dimensions, so it's 11 inches wide. So this right here is 11 inches. And in terms of length, it's 74 inches long. I love anything that will allow for me to have a enormous amount of fabric where I can just, you know, throw it over the shoulder, and I just have some very simple, beautiful stripes. I'm into the stripe season right now. Stripes on the half and half wrap, stripes on the bright here, bright now, stripes in this. I'm in the stripe season and I'm loving it. So again, 11 inches wide, 74 inches long, long-term project. Little Miss Knits knit along, and it'll be LMK, pinstripe cowl, and I think we've got a party here, you guys. So this knit is so easy. There is no short rows here. No short rows, you guys. No short rows, no wraps and turns. It is I'm going to show you specifically. It's a slip one. This is a free pattern, so I'm not doing anything I'm not supposed to be doing. It's a slip one, knit two together, and you come to this end, and then you knit front back to increase. You're decreasing on this side, or you're decreasing on this side, as you can see. It looks like that. Decreasing here, and you're increasing over here. No short rows, okay? This is right up my alley. So I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna do with your stripes. You can pinstripe, as the pattern calls, one single stripe, or you can get fancy and customize and do 4, 2, 7, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do what I'm feeling. If I want more black, I'm going to do more black. And if I want, excuse me, what is going on? I'm going to do more cream. Let me talk about the base that I'm using, you guys. This is Lamb & Kid Elmer. Oh, do I love this? Do I love this? I'm already getting happy because this is getting smaller. So Elmer base, and you guys, Elmer is 80, it's a fingering. This is a fingering weight similar to the half and half triangles wrap. This is a fingering weight, 80% merino and 20% cashmere. Elmer, you get 400 yards. So this is a lot of yarn. And depending on what you want to do, of course, you'll need more of your cream and then, you know, less of your striping color, or equal parts, because you will be able to stripe more, stripe less, depending on how much yarn you have. But this base, this Elmer base is heaven. This is so good, especially for something like a wrap. I am blown away by the softness. It's totally that cashmere in there, but it's gorgeous. This color is cookie, and folks may have seen this in the wrap that Jackie did, the Brooklyn tweed wrap, but I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I wanted it to be more Macy and Little Miss Knit style and a lot easier for my brain to comprehend. And so, inspired by the colors in that wrap from Brooklyn tweed, but also inspired by the goodness of the Elmer base and this color cookie. So this is cookie that I'm using with pitch. I've got a lot going on here, you guys. Yeah, so cookie and pitch, and it's beautiful. both Elmer bases. And also you could totally hold this with the mohair and get the most beautiful halo and softness to it. This is already soft, but if you want to make it your own even more, hold some mohair. It'll be a lot of mohair, but you can do it. This is totally customizable in terms of stripes, how long you want it, how short you want it. I'm just really excited because there's no short rows. None of that. No wraps and turns, no short rows. So this is the pinstripe, the pinstripe diagonal scarf from Pearl Soho. And we'll do a knit along, LMK, pinstripe cowl in this. Like I said, you can get fancy and do thicker pinstripes. You can do the single, which is what their pattern calls for, or you know, you can do the smaller one. I'm gonna do a multitude of different size stripes in mine just because that's me. I need to customize it and make it my own, which I encourage you to do too. So let me get my bearings, and let me get some project pages up, and let me get the hashtag rolling. But I at least wanted to share that with the YouTube viewers before I put it on Instagram. So we've got ourselves a knit along here. Share with your other knitter friends. This is a long-term cowl, you guys. It's a long-term cowl. Nothing that you have to finish within the next 2-3 months. If you do, great. If you're still knitting towards, you know, October and the end of the year, that is fine too. Whatever you have, it works, okay? This is just something that is mindless. It's all knitting, all garter stitch, no purling. I'm kind of tired of purling, but that's a whole different story. And you can just get swept away in the goodness of the yarn you're using, get swept away in customizing your stripes and making it your own. But I think this is gonna be so fun to see what colors you guys choose, what stripe color you guys choose. I'm just so excited. This is my first knit along that I'll be hosting and inviting folks to. So I'm excited just in general. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm using I have 3 skeins of Elmer cookie and 2 skeins just to be safe for me in pitch. So if you want to do 1 skein for your stripes and just, you know, do a couple stripes until you run out, that's fine. Like I said, I just want to customize and do more and make it my own. So start your pinstripe diagonal scarf. Use the hashtag LMK Little Miss Knits, LMK pinstripe cowl, and show me what you guys are casting on, what you're doing, and I will do all of the background details so that we are ready to go. We are now at 1 hour and 18 minutes, and I need to get off of here. I have things I need to do today, as always. But thank you for tuning in with me for 1 hour. What the heck is going on? There was a lot being shown here. There was a lot of finished objects, you guys. I cannot believe how much knitting I have been doing. I will be sure to link. I just have to show that again because this is what took my heart by storm, and I was like, I have to have that. But there's a lot of finished objects in here. As you can see, my brain goes a mile a minute. We've got shrugs galore here. They're all there. We've got scarves. We've got just cute little neck things. We've got swatches in this episode. I mean, Big Birdie has just taken me by storm as I'm doing like a recap of everything. Sneak peek of Bright Here, Bright Now cardigan by Wonderlust Knitter, and Nayray cropped sweater, Nayray cropped sleeves, because I love this so much. It smells like my perfume. I just can't believe the color of this. You guys, we have Lemon Kid gorgeous bags, knit along, LMK pinstripe cowl. Here we go. And yeah, I'm gonna do another episode in a couple weeks. Don't hold me to it, but I am, because I have some fun things to talk about in terms of Sophie scarves. There's some fun things happening, my friends, with Sophie scarves. It's some fun things coming, and I'm gonna talk about that in a separate episode, maybe a live, maybe just to change up the scenery and do something a little bit different. So thank you for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate it. Everything that I talked about, which is a lot, sorry, will be linked below. Patterns, yarns, these, I'll pull them off of Lamb & Kid's website so that you guys, if you're interested in these cute little things, they also look darling when you tie them, you know, on your bag. I like to let mine just kind of dangle, but these look really cute. I will link everything that I can below so that you guys can search through there. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. You can reach out to me through Instagram, whatever works for you. But I want to know how many people are excited about, number one, the cow, LMK pinstripe cow, and what colors, what yarn are you going to use? I'm using Elmer Cookie and Pitch. Tell me what you're using. Tell me if you want to, you know, do pinstripes or thicker stripes. I'm excited to see the customization of what everyone does with this knit along. But yeah, it's been fun, you guys. I am so happy to be back on YouTube with another video, and more to come, more to come. Some exciting things are coming up in April, so make sure you stay tuned. And let's wrap it up here, because I can keep on rambling. I can keep on gabbing away. So I'm gonna leave you guys to knit and get started on your pinstripe scarves. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Kentucky, and I'm gonna get out and get into something. So thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. Best wishes, and just good energy to everybody. So best knitting wishes, you guys. Love you.